There was a time when downtown Austin was quiet and you hardly saw anyone walking the streets. Well, a lot has changed in a short amount of time, and on this Lifestyle Austin episode, brought to you by the Downtown Austin Alliance, we are hanging out on the 2nd Street District, in the 4th Street District, and on Congress Avenue, bringing you amazing stories of people, places, and their spaces. I'm Catenya McHenry, and this is Lifestyle Austin. Entrepreneurship is part of Tegan Hahn's generational fabric. She's the co-owner at Austin-centric gift shop Austin Rocks at the corner of 2nd Street and Guadalupe. And just a block east, you'll meet Elizabeth Gibson at Eliza Page Jewelry Shop. You'll also meet C.K. Chen at Swift's Attic on Congress Avenue. I get to sample their delicious menu, and they are a short walk from one of Austin's newest jazz clubs, Nica. And later, you'll come with me to tour a $2.4 million Oasis, walking distance to Zilker Park. All right, we are now at Austin Rocks. I'm with Tegan Hahn. She is the owner of several shops down here. This is an amazing spot, and you've been here long enough to see the growth happening around you. Hello, Tegan!
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. I just love this store. How do you curate everything? How do you know what the store is and what people are looking for?
That's pretty fun. We kind of say it's a if you like it, you buy it kind of store.
Yeah.
We really focus on Austin souvenirs, a little bit more upscale than what you might find in some traditional souvenir shops. So we go to markets, both local and all over the country, to source the best stuff. We have a lot of local vendors, artists, jewelry makers that we carry, a lot of local t-shirt printers, and then we go to fashion market and we fill it up with the rest of just, if we love it, we grab it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You have a good eye.
Thank you.
Because there's a lot of cool stuff in here.
Thank
It's
you.
hard to be in here and not get distracted and shop.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm staying focused today. I'm not going to buy anything. So your origin story, this is a family-owned business.
Yes.
Your parents owned businesses and resale. So tell me just a little bit about how it all came to be.
Yeah, my mom and stepdad, Shelly and Fred Schmidt, they opened Wild About Music almost, I think, 35 years ago now. So I really grew up in the business. And then about 13 years ago, we found this spot, and we just wanted to open something that was similar to Wild About Music, but had its own stamp. And again, we've been looking for an excuse when we go to market to buy all the things we really love that's not just music related. So we jumped at it, and it's been just so much fun ever since.
Yeah.
And then in that time period, we also acquired Toy Joy and opened Yummy Joy. And yeah, it's
Those
just
are two staples.
running. Yeah.
How have you seen just the growth happening around you? Because 2nd Street, I feel like, has been developed along with 4th Street and Congress Avenue.
Yes.
I mean, there was a time where this was after dark, it was dead down here.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and especially having ACL Theater across the street and some beautiful hotels that have gone up in the area, it's really increased visitorship for all of downtown, I think.
Yeah.
And South Congress has changed so much that it's created more of a need for local, independent, affordable shops.
Yeah.
So it's been, we're happy to be here and fill that.
Tell me about this, the beauty of entrepreneurship for you, because you were just mentioning you tried corporate world and it didn't bring you as much joy as this is.
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility. The highs are high and the lows are really low, but there's so much pride that goes into it. I have 2 young children, and the pride that they have for the stores. I can see why my mom stuck with it all those years through all the stress and hardship. But you know, again, it's the pride of providing these amazing places for people to not only shop but work. We love creating a happy, safe environment for anybody to come and work in. And yeah, there's just a lot of pride and love and passion.
Yeah, I love that. When people come in, what is the experience that you're hoping that they will have? Whether it's visitors to Austin or even people who've lived here for a long time.
My hope, of course, is that everybody can find something for themselves in their price range that makes them happy, brings them joy. When we work the floor, it's really fun to be here and hear people come in and be like, I've never seen a store like this. Because again, all of our concepts is about bringing a large array of things into one space. So it's a lot of discovery, walking around and finding things that bring you joy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly brings me joy. We're going to take a walk down the street and visit another shop on 2nd Street, Eliza Page. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back with more. Thank you, Tegan. If you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in being on the show, or if you're interested in sponsorships, send us an email at hello@lifestyleaustintx.com and find more information at lifestyleaustintx.com. Is this a familiar frustration? Missing sock after missing sock? Where do they all go, and why do they lose their pair, ending up with loads of single socks? Now there's a solution. Soulmate Socks. Bamboo magnetic socks that stay together from washer to dryer to drawer. Say goodbye to the single life and hello to your soulmate. Find soulmates for the whole family. Shop today at soulmatesocks.com. So from Austin Rocks to Eliza Page. I'm going to take you there now. We are now in the most amazing jewelry store on 2nd Street, Eliza Page. Elizabeth Gibson is with me. She's the owner here, and it's just, this is like a girl's dream coming in here.
It's fun in here.
It's fun,
Yeah,
yes.
it's sparkly.
You started as a jewelry designer, so tell me how that all started and grew into this space, which you've been here for 20 years.
Yeah, so I was making jewelry on the side as a hobby for many years. Started, really young, like everybody starts, like beading and French bracelets and wire wrapping and all that kind of thing. And then I started selling jewelry around town, and I just didn't, there wasn't like one jewelry store that was like fashion oriented or cool or really on trend, I felt like. And so I just thought maybe that was an opportunity to open a store. So I opened Eliza Page on, actually on South Lamar. First, and it was in the Horseshoe area, like down by Old Wharf, and then that was not a great place to have a retail store in it was 2004. So moved here, right, literally the next year, 2005.
So you were one of the first brick and mortar shops on this street. So what was that like? Was that scary, being the first one?
I was a new retailer anyway, and so everything was new and scary, I guess. It was just all an adventure. And I was thankful to be one of the first here, and it was a lot of new young business owners. It was a city project to have 2nd Street as a retail development. So we've been here for 20 years and opened for 21, and we're so glad to be here.
That's amazing. Tell me where the name comes from, because it seems like it's your name.
Elizabeth Page. Yes, my middle name is Page.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, and that was my great grandmother's last name, Minnie Page.
I love it.
Yeah.
What do you think makes this place special? Because I didn't realize you do all of the things that you do. There were couples in here trying on rings, engagement, wedding rings.
Well, I mean, obviously my team that works with our clients makes this place special, and we really, we're a boutique, we're small. We really love and lean into that experience with clients. We feel like this is kind of their like jewelry living room when they come, and we want everyone to feel comfortable and not high pressure. I honestly opened this store too because I felt like jewelry should be fun, and it should be approachable, and it's something you treasure and you love, and it's such a meaningful personal gift, and it really is so heartfelt and obviously recyclable for generations. It shouldn't be intimidating. So I think the small intimate space, everyone that works here is really normal and kind, and it's fun to shop jewelry. And then we feature smaller designers, so we really have a unique curated selection of 15 or so independent designers that hand make things in their studios from all over the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
How do you know what to design? Because I feel like you have a lot of variety in here too, and different gems and different settings. So how do you know?
Well, we design a lot of engagement and wedding rings, and that really is just based on what our clients are looking for. And so we have a huge selection for people to choose from, but we also design one-of-a-kinds based on what they want. And then I design a collection called Scribe, and it is a alphabetic acrostic jewelry collection that's birthstone and gemstone based. And so every letter of the alphabet has a gemstone, so you can spell secret messages. And that's just a special collection that I personally love, and I think it's very specific, but people that buy it and wear it really love it.
What's it been like to watch the growth happen around you on 2nd Street, 4th Street, Congress?
Yeah, it's been fun, honestly. Downtown is really sweet. You know, we living in Austin is so wonderful. It's such a manageable city, and downtown equally is. It's small. It's approachable. It doesn't feel, you know, like buildings are towering over you. I think having the river here and really just a diverse selection of places to shop and hang out, and music and farmers markets, and you know, tourists coming and going. I love it. I mean, it's a big city now compared to 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh,
so we have some big city things that happen, but overall, you know, it feels really safe and really fun, and our clients are really cool. And really, they like living downtown. They like being downtown.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. This has been so great. I'm going to do some shopping, but not too much. I have kids, and they're in college. We'll be right back with more on Lifestyle Austin. If you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in being on the show, or if you're interested in sponsorships, send us an email at hello@lifestyleaustintx.com and find more information at lifestyleaustintx.com. Is this a familiar frustration? Missing sock after missing sock? Where do they all go, and why do they lose their pair, ending up with loads of single socks? Now there's a solution. Soulmate Socks. Bamboo magnetic socks that stay together from washer to dryer to drawer. Say goodbye to the single life and hello to your soulmate. Find soulmates for the whole family. Shop today at soulmatesocks.com.
And the mural that's right behind us over here, we discovered it on accident.
If you've not been to Swift's Attic above Elephant Room on Congress Avenue, you are missing something amazing and special. The place, the vibe, the people, and the owner behind the business, CK Chin. Hey! It's so good to be here with you.
Thank you.
What you have created here is just amazing. You come up the stairs and there's just this vibe that just hits you, that you just walk into. You feel relaxed. You sit down and eat the food, and it's just, the whole experience is just beautiful. I love what you've done to refresh the whole place.
You know, we've been here, this is our 13th year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And then you think about the amount of people that have come through even the city itself.
Yeah.
So it's been a challenge, and we've gone through a lot of challenges. I think that the timing is perfect for this little bit of a refresh, because you know, we want to get back to, I think people for a long time were being told to like kind of stay in their own little bubble, right? And you know, either metaphorically or literally.
Yeah.
And I think that people are starting to seek this connection and starting to remember to go out and start to remember to go and connect with the people that you cared so much about that might not be within your arm's reach of each other, out of that convenience, and instead start to make these plans to get together with people. We had always talked about doing something like where it was uncommon things done in a familiar way, and common things done in an unfamiliar way. And so these are ways to introduce people to foods that they might not have tried. And so a lot of that, I think, is metaphorically speaking, like similar to us finding this, breathing new life into a business or into an ingredient or something that you know, other people have stopped thinking about and stopped talking about it. So what can we do to kind of bring that back? You know, we've really tried to do that. It's like, yes, there's a lot of places that are doing things in a very traditional way, and we love that, and root for you to do that. But when you come here, it's like, just open up your mind a little bit and say, the intention is to try some stuff that maybe we have never tried. I mean, I'm not necessarily competing with any of my friends here downtown. A lot of times I'm competing with your couch. Like, I'm competing with, you know, I can't tell you with my 2 toddlers how many times we've thought about dinner and I say, you know, forget it. Like, I'm just gonna cook.
It's like, just the thought of it, you lose the energy, because like, it's gonna take so much energy to like get all the stuff, get in the car, pack them in, find a parking spot. So it really has to be intentional, right?
And then and for us to say, no, like, we've always felt like, let us take care of the rest, right? Like, just get here and we'll meet you where you are. You want it more casual, be more casual.
Yeah.
You want it more fancy, be super fancy.
Yeah.
You know, you want to come in here and ball out of control and enjoy the entire menu.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do
you want to
it.
get two
Do
little
it.
snacks.
Yeah.
2 little snacks. I'm not gonna judge you. You know, like just
Right.
come in and enjoy, but create that habit again of just connecting with people and going out to eat. I think is a huge, you know, shift that I'm hoping to fan. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, come and meet CK and the crew here. They will meet you where you are. Hopefully where you are is here at Swift's Attic. I'm going to taste some delicious food and we'll be right back on Lifestyle Austin. Stay with us, everybody. If you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in being on the show, or if you're interested in sponsorships, send us an email at hello@lifestyleaustintx.com and find more information at lifestyleaustintx.com. Is this a familiar frustration? Missing sock after missing sock? Where do they all go and why do they lose their pair, ending up with loads of single socks? Now there's a solution. Soulmate Socks. Bamboo magnetic socks that stay together from washer to dryer to drawer. Say goodbye to the single life and hello to your soulmate. Find soulmates for the whole family. Shop today at soulmatesocks.com. We are now at this really cool, I don't even know how else to describe it. I'm going to leave it up to Aaron Frescas, who is the co-owner here at Nica on 4th Street. Tell me how you describe this very cool, I feel like it's very zen vibe here.
Well, it's the coolest bar in town.
Of course
That's
it
the way
is.
to describe it. So we're a high-end cocktail, fine wine, great beer, in the backdrop of 1930s, 40s, jazz music. The aesthetics have been borrowed from that era.
Yeah.
The thing about this place is that we don't refer to it as a music venue, because when you go to a music venue, you go to watch a show, the most important person is the person on stage.
Yeah.
What we want for our guests here is that the most important person is the person they're sharing their table with. So, it's just a very immersive guest experience driven. There happens to be jazz going on.
Yeah.
There happens to be great cocktails and great wine. But what we really want is just an enormously immersive experiential place for people to, that's like nothing else in town.
Yeah. So you've been thinking about this idea, this concept for a long time. Why did you think it worked in this space?
Well, location, but then, more importantly, we've got 2 bars that Chris and I operate, each of them with very different personalities. Right next door, we've got Parker Jazz Club, which is, one of the best sounding rooms in town, or in the country rather, with the finest musicians in jazz from not just around Austin, but all over the country and in some occasions all over the world. And then we have the exact opposite over in Elephant Room that's been there for 35 years, which is very much a bar with, great music going on, but, it's a bar, so we've got a bar on one hand, we've got a jazz theater on the other hand, and there just seemed an opportunity to take the 2 concepts and meet in the middle, so that people can come to downtown Austin and literally visit all 3 venues and have very different experiences at Elephant Room and Parker, but then come to Nica and it's kind of like both of them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love like the femininity, like the name Nica, the aesthetic. Tell me about where the name came from.
So that was my business partner Chris's idea. We were tossing around a lot of ideas, and he threw out Nica, and we all needed to be educated on the history of Nica. Every jazz player knows who Nica is.
Yes.
So Nica was Piano Nica de Königswerder, and she was a Baroness de Rothschild. And so she came over across the pond from England in the 50s, fell in love with jazz, befriended players like Thelonious Monk, Charlie Parker, and became sort of a benefactor to these people. Helped them pay their rent, buy their groceries, give them a place to live, but she was just such an enormous contributor to jazz at a point in jazz when it was still kind of in its infancy.
Yeah.
And she gets a lot of credit for really giving these musicians the opportunity to continue to do what they love.
Yeah. And how have you guys taken what she did and really immersed it in here?
Well, that's a great question. And I want to choose my words very politically here.
You don't have to do that, just say it.
There are a lot of incredible jazz players in Austin who have dominated the jazz scene for decades. And there are a lot of guys who are earning their stripes, guys and gals,
Yes.
And So similarly to what Nica did, that's what we want to do with our stage, is we don't want to just give gigs to the guys who are already getting gigs.
Yeah.
You know, we certainly have those players here. We have the best players coming here, but we also want to give an opportunity to the guys that are competing, you know, who are trying to get their name out there.
So what do you, when people come in, obviously they're here to connect with each other, listen to the music, enjoy a drink. What are you hoping the holistic experience is like for people when they're in here and when they leave?
I want people to come in here and completely forget where they are in terms of what's going on outside of the walls. You know, the word immersive, I keep going back to that because it's so transformative. Like Chris honestly, worked so hard on building an aesthetic. You know, our door's right by the alley. You walk down the stairs. It's not particularly wow factor outside, but then as soon as you walk in, it's like you just stepped into a time machine. You know, and we want people to come here and then walk out the door and go, man, how long have we been here?
Yeah.
You know, like I just want to stay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I love that. Well, come down and enjoy some amazing music. We're going to listen to some great music here at Nica on 4th Street. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back with more.
Is this a familiar frustration? Missing sock after missing sock? Where do they all go, and why do they lose their pair, ending up with loads of single socks? Now there's a solution. Soulmate Socks. Bamboo magnetic socks that stay together from washer to dryer to drawer. Say goodbye to the single life and hello to your soulmate. Find soulmates for the whole family. Shop today at soulmatesocks.com. I am now in a $2.4 million dream home right near Zilker, and I'm with Lisa Klein. She's with 12 Rivers Realty. That's kind of a tongue twister, 12 Rivers Realty.
That was not me, that was Paul and Kevin.
This is a beautiful home. It's close to Zilker Park. You can walk to everything. Tell me about this. It's a 4-bedroom, so tell me all about it.
So this home is a really special home because you're really in the heart of Austin, Texas, central Austin, Texas, 10 minutes from downtown, a few blocks from Zilker Park, so walking to ACL. And what's really special is that this home is like an oasis. So there's a huge privacy wall in the front yard, and once you walk past that, you have this gorgeous oasis. The primary suite is downstairs, and then upstairs there's 3 bedrooms, and each bedroom also has its own bathroom.
Okay, so tell me about this amazing gourmet kitchen. You can do like a full Thanksgiving Christmas dinner in here.
Oh yes, so this is a true chef's kitchen, as you can tell. So here we have an Electrolux double fridge freezer. And then another really great feature about this home is you have a double Bosch oven, which isn't, for a house this size, it's not very common. So this is something that's really special. Again, that chef's dream, double, you know, the double oven.
Sure.
And then you have a gas stove cooktop.
Yeah. The Austin Studio Tour is back, happening these next 2 weekends in November. Since 2003, the event has connected artists with art lovers across the city. Grab your tickets at lifestyleaustintx.com. The Texas Book Festival takes over downtown this weekend. It's one of the premier literary festival events in the country, hosting about 250 authors. You can listen to author readings, panel discussions, there's music, and even a fun kids tent. The event is free, but find more information at lifestyleaustintx.com. Ready or not, the holidays are upon us, and if you're like me and haven't even thought about holiday gifts yet, that is okay because the Blue Genie Art Bazaar is open on November 14th and stays open through Christmas Eve. Shop online or in person and find more information at lifestyleaustintx.com. For more information about each of these events happening throughout Austin and a whole lot more happening throughout Central Texas, just visit lifestyleaustintx.com. Thank you so much for joining us on this Downtown Austin episode of Lifestyle Austin, brought to you by the Downtown Austin Alliance. Be sure to visit us on social media, and to see more amazing stories from some of Austin's most intelligent entrepreneurs, visit us at lifestyleaustintx.com. Thank you for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.